Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we're checking out a video that was actually recommended. This one is titled "How to Build a Medieval Castle." Medieval castle. Dude, the video is 5 years ago. I don't understand how this is actually taking place, but it's actually in France. Good, good. Guédelon. I tried. Okay, I tried. I know I absolutely butchered that, but I apologize for that. This is coming from the DW Maxx YouTube channel, and this was actually a recommended video by Yin. So thank you for the recommendation. We're gonna be checking out this video right now. So thank you for watching, everybody from France. Shout out to you, and the fact that people are actually trying to build a medieval castle. Like I know, typically people would say that medieval is not in my history or whatever, medieval castles or whatever. But I like them. I like them a lot because they're just weird, strange, and I like things that are very not normal to the day-to-day life, if that makes any sense, You know what I mean? Well, the thing is, I don't know how normal it is for Europeans to just walk around the street and be like, oh, there we go. I don't know how normal that is, but it's rare to see something like that. You might go to New York, you'll see something like that. The cathedral in New York definitely is somewhat looking like that, but it's not your day-to-day thing, if you know what I mean. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe, and yeah, without further ado, let's check out this video. Wow.
I certainly never thought I'd end up in a quarry for Europe to the max. But here, dozens of craftsmen and workers are building a castle from the Middle Ages. Blacksmiths, stone crushers, carpenters, stonemasons, rope makers, bricklayers, and roof tilers. And they're only using the
They literally got a nice, tight walkway, which is very not now. You know what I mean? Right now, everything's a little bit wider.
materials and technology from that era, and today I'm one of them, building a castle.
The Château de Guédelon is Europe's biggest medieval castle reconstruction project. It's located about 200 kilometers south of Paris, France, near the village of Trégny in the Burgundy region. The idea is to reproduce a slice of life in the 13th century. The castle never actually existed before. This is a modern-day medieval-style building on a 70,000 square meter site. The plan took shape in the mid-1990s. A group of architects, historians and archaeologists came together to find out what building a real castle in the Middle Ages involved. They raised the needed funds and began. Marilyn Martin has supervised the project since the first stone was laid in 1997.
97? Damn! Hold on. That's a long time ago.
It's a castle in the style of King Philip Augustus of France, like the Louvre in Paris. It has a tower for the lords of the castle, a living area, and several turrets. The castle is designed so it's very difficult to attack and conquer it. It's a small castle, and the social status of its owner would be relatively low. Altogether, including the family, the staff, and the soldiers, no more than 15 to 20 people would have lived here.
That's a lot of people.
About 40 craftsmen work here from spring till fall. Another 30 employees take care of the administration.
Damn, that horse is healthy. Good lord. Horsepower. Damn, that's a healthy horse right there. He is not starving. That boy eating good.
It's a bit like an orchestra with many different instruments. Every craftsman is important. Everyone is needed every day to build this castle.
And anyone can join in, even me.
Every year, 600 volunteers come along to help out. And today, I'm one of them.
I can't show up dressed like this, of course. That's better. Now I'm ready for my first assignment.
Okay.
In the quarry. Castles were generally built right near a quarry, so the distance that the heavy stones had to be transported would be as short as possible. This is hard labor, especially for me, obviously.
I get you, buddy. I got you. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that that's how they used to do it? They to be, like I never actually thought that the stones were like that. I never thought that they like had to smash them. That's crazy, actually. That's a lot more work, like to build something, right? You know how like a brick is built, right? You don't actually have to do any type of refinement, if that makes any sense. So you have an object that you make. You don't need to smooth or to craft it or put curves on it, angles on it, because it's a solid shape. But if you're cracking or breaking rocks, technically they're not gonna be in a proper shape. I don't know if that's what they're doing and just taking rocks and just putting rocks. I don't know, right? But if that's what they're doing, that makes the work 10 times harder, because you have to do more than one stage. You know what I mean? You don't have to just manufacture. You got to manufacture, you got to refine, you got to do all kinds of extra shit. So, hey, that's hard work.
But the stone cutters don't just randomly break up rocks here. They cut them into specific shapes and sizes.
That's what I
Tøndra
was saying.
shows me how to do it.
So I just put it in the middle, and I want 2 equal blocks. Okay. So I just put it in the middle, and it's going to split in this direction. So we have these iron leaves that we're going to place against the sides, and it's going to hold the iron wedge. And it's the iron wedge who's going to split the stone.
With a few pointers, it's not all that hard.
Oh yeah, you done got it snapped.
That's it?
Pry that thing open.
Now the stone blocks go to the stonemasons, one after another on wooden carts.
Wow.
The stonemasons have to get the blocks in shape. I have to get myself in shape with a couple of dry runs. Aline Meunier uses a wooden stencil to show me what the stone is supposed to look like when I'm done.
Oh, say.
Voilà. Voilà.
Lift the chisel a bit, just like that.
Voilà.
So if I imagine I need to work on thousands of stones here, it's just impossible. It's so exhausting, and you need so much patience here.
Yeah, shit was slow back in the day, bro. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Shit was deadly. Folks was dropping like flies. But it was a lot more slow. Like, you lived really I don't know. It's so complicated because, like, if somebody tossed it up and you're like, okay, what time period would you rather to live in? Back then, right now. What would you choose? Like, it's hard to choose back then because, there were a lot of things that were just going so bad, like health-wise. You didn't have the medical things that are going on right now, right? All these facilities that can help you, these researches that has been done to help you with a sickness or so on and so forth, you wouldn't have that back then. So anything that you had would eventually just, take you out of there, right? But then you think about the peace that you would have likely had as a human, not having to rush to a 9-to-5 job, maybe, because then again, back in the day, there was slavery, right? And I'm not talking about the recent slavery because everybody knows we're talking about just that, right? I'm talking about just in general, like with kings living the lavish life and the people, the peasant. I don't like that word, but the lower class people who had to do all the work and so on and so forth. Like, I don't really know. Like, it's a toss up. It's really a toss up. But the truth is, you had a lot less, difficulties. Like, you didn't have to rush and do all of that. Well, I don't know that. I don't know, because some parts of history, people had to rush because there was someone over their backs, making sure that they didn't have that relaxation. So I don't know, man. It's tough.
Nowadays we use different tools because stuff needs to get done faster.
Right.
And that's the only difference. Here I work on the stone with my hands, not with a machine. We've got the time for it, and the time to show and explain it to the children and adults. But the love for the stone is the same. I just express it differently here.
2 hours later, one stone block has been dressed.
Now we can mark this stone. It's done. I mark every stone with my own symbol, my mason's mark, as proof of my work. In the Middle Ages, we'd be paid for every single stone.
I mark my stone with a DW, of course, for Deutsche Welle.
Next year we'll use it in that tower. It'll go into the last row of stones. Now you've helped build it. Deutsche Welle will be represented in this castle forever.
Various guilds have set up shop around the site. It runs almost entirely autonomous. All the materials and tools are produced on site. The carpenters cut the wood into beams, tools and scaffolding. Even the baskets are woven on site. Pigments are made from earth and various rocks to mix the paints used on the walls and textiles.
Wow.
Wood from the surrounding forest is used to make the roof shingles. A blacksmith forges the nails, hinges and iron tools. The Guédelon construction site has turned into a tourist attraction. About 300,000 people visit annually. Revenues from admissions finance the project as a whole.
It's fascinating, and I admire the patience they muster in building the castle.
It's interesting to see how things are made the medieval way, with simple means. Today, everything's automated, and we've lost quite a lot of knowledge that way.
True. Everything is really automated, and what's very sad is the knowledge in automation is from humans' creation. So, like for example, a computer, it is actually humans' creation, meaning that in order for the computer to be created, it was a human that registered all of these things, calculators, all of these things, right? But eventually, you lose the skill because you're now using the automated version. It's like using a calculator to do a percentage of a number, calculate percentage of a number. Eventually you'll forget the formula in terms of how to do it yourself. Like you'll still remember it, but you'll be like, and you won't be as quick with it, you know, and that's just numbers, right? So imagine actually going through generations without doing some type of physical labor. You start to automate it, it's going to become a lot more difficult, honestly, to go back to that, if that makes any sense.
I found that pretty fascinating how it fits together from the small piece to end up being a large-scale product.
Now I head over to see the masons, but before the stones can be placed, they have to be hoisted up onto the tower. So I have to get into the tread wheel.
Okay.
This is how they lifted heavy loads in the Middle Ages. The Guédelon craftsmen have revived many long-forgotten techniques. Workers like Mike Monfort are here to learn how to use the methods and materials of the period, but not to imitate the way of life of the Middle Ages. Among the winners here is science. Historians gain a better idea of how certain work was done back then. In the Middle Ages, craftsmen were held in high regard. They were the ones who passed on the skills and knowledge.
I became a mason here just by chance. I was a graphic artist in Paris for 20 years. After watching a film about Guédelon, I said to myself, that's what I have to do. This is important. This is our cultural heritage. So from one day to the next, I decided to change professions. I slogged away here for 3 years, and now here I am, finishing this castle.
Tu vois, pour finir le château.
Wow.
Ici, ce que je
What
fais,
I'm doing here
d'accord,
is for
ça restera
eternity.
pour l'éternité.
Parts of the castle have already been completed. The residential chambers give some idea how the lord of the castle and his family and staff would have lived here. An end to the construction work is nowhere in sight. For the workers in Guédelon, the journey is the reward.
Il est à nous tous.
The castle belongs to us all. That's my message. Come and you can be stonemasons. You can see the beautiful roof timbering and the murals. We all feel the same thrill when we see something beautiful. And that beauty is not reserved for an elite alone. We're building this beauty with our hands, our heads, and our hearts.
Sa tête et son cœur.
I still got a bit of building to do with my hands, head and heart as well. I'm heading up to the heights and help to tile the roof on the chapel tower. With locally fired tiles, of course.
I don't know why anyone would choose not to use modern technology, but I'm really impressed by the...
This man here. Listen to me, man. I totally get it. As a guy who is very big on designs, and my main field of design is building, so construction and computers. That's what I love. That's where my passion is, right? However, I will say this, and I'll say this because honestly, as the guy who loves these things, there's no more pleasure than to do it and feel the process. Like watching like it being done automatically. It's like I'm creating a design and I just put it in a computer and I go brrr, and the computer just spits it out. And I'm like, oh yeah, that thing fine. Throw it on something. The design is done. I don't like that. You know, I like to be there sitting and I'm just like, you know, if you drink, you smoke, whatever, you grab that and you're doing your thing and it's just like, and you drink something and you're just doing your thing. It just feels more real. It feels authentic. So I do understand the average person may not like it, but for people who actually love the craft, they're actually going to want to witness it being done the original way. It's just like some car guys. I'm one of the car guys who actually don't really like modified cars. Like a little bit of modification is okay to me, but dramatic modification, that's no longer the car. That's a different car in my humble opinion. So it's the same thing with when it comes to building. So I do understand his perspective, but for me, nah, bro, let's do it this way, bro.
People of Guédelon with their passion and enthusiasm for this project.
We over?
What do you think about the Guédelon Castle project? Is it genius or madness?
I mean, I'd say it's both genius and madness, but we like a little bit of psycho activity sometimes, I guess. But no, it's an amazing thing that they're doing. You know, history gets wiped out, and it's just the truth. And the fact that they're able to capture a little bit of their history is amazing because a lot of countries don't actually have that ability because it was wiped out and no one knows what was there before or such and such and such. So to be able to keep a little bit of history going for as long as possible as you can, it's a very beautiful thing because the truth is, though we try to keep history alive, one day it might get wiped out. It's as simple as that. We're humans. We're sick to you know, we're just sick. And if you just look around, you'll see that most people just aim to destroy, you know, someone else's livelihood. So it's unfortunate, but you just got to try hard to keep something alive from history. And I love what they're doing. It's amazing. I absolutely appreciate it. If I had the opportunity, I'd definitely go, you know, go over there, go probably get my hands dirty. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.